Hello everyone, my name is Liv Bianchini and I am with LDTC. This video is going to be a very brief introduction into subtitling. Before you begin subtitling your videos, there are two things you want to take care of first. The first is making sure that your video file is the correct type of file. Ideally, it should be a MP4 file, as my test video is on the right. It is test_video, period, MP4. Ideally, you want it to be MP4 because MP4 is highly supported by a lot of programs and a lot of services on the internet. The second thing you want to take care of is installing ELAN and Handbrake. These are the two programs that we will be using in this video. To download these programs, you can visit the language archive and also Handbrake's personal website. So here is the language archive. This is where you can download ELAN. ELAN and Handbrake are both available on Windows, Mac, and Linux. And they are both free. If you want to have these URLs, you can go back in the videos and pause. Alright, so once you have those downloaded and running, you can begin the process of subtitling your video. To do that, we will begin with ELAN, and then, if you choose, can go on to Handbrake. But ELAN is necessary. ELAN is going to be where you're going to create your SRT file. Your SRT file is where your subtitling is going to be housed, where all that information is going to be. You can take that SRT file and that MP4 file and upload it to YouTube, or you can apply them both into Handbrake. So ELAN, when you open it, is this blank gray square with a few options at the top. You want to click File and you want to click New. Here is the selection box. You can select Add Media File. And here it is going to remind you of what kind of file types are compatible with ELAN and open up a window to locate the file you want to upload. So test video MP4 is what I want. So I'm going to select Open. It comes here. And if it is correct, nothing's wrong, you can select OK. So here is the new ELAN file that I have opened with my video file. So I'm going to expand it a little more. So initially, before you do anything, we highly recommend you select File and you go all the way down to Automatic Backup and you select 1 minute. ELAN may close on you, and when it does, you may lose all of your data since last time you've saved. Especially if you were working on long videos, this may become problematic. So we highly recommend selecting 1 minute automatic backup just as a safety net to make sure you don't lose any of your precious data. However, if that seems a little unreasonable, 5 minutes, 10 minutes also works. We just highly recommend 1 minute. So the first thing you want to do when subtitling is figuring out how many languages are going to be having subtitles in the video and which ones you want to be subtitled. So let's say I want English and Japanese. I only have one tier and I'm going to want two, and I'm going to want them to be called English and Japanese. So first, I want to change this default tier, as you see down here with this pink long box and the red text saying default. I want to change that to English. So you can go to the top and select tier. This is where you can access a lot of options to edit and add and delete tiers. So I'm going to change a tier attribute. Change tier attributes here. Here you can change a lot of things like participant, annotator, and such, especially if you want to keep accurate metadata. But all I care about is changing the tier name, and I want it to be English. It's English, and then select Change First. As you see, the tier name up here has changed to English, and the red text on the left has changed to English. And then you can select Close. Remember to select Change before closing, or else it will not implement your changes. Now I want to add a second tier, because I want Japanese as well. So I go back to the tier top, and I can select Add New Tier. You see on the right that it also lists a shortcut, so if you want to memorize those and go quicker, that is an option. But I'm just going to select it here. And there is nothing in the box, so I'm just going to type in Japanese, select Add, and it is on the left in a golden color. So I can select Close, and I have the two tiers now. So you want to add your subtitles, and to do that, you have to first segment and then annotate. Segmenting is slicing up the video by time to say from this point to this point, you want this text to appear. Annotation is the text itself. So I want to make some amount of time like this, and then you can double click whichever tier you want. So I want to double click English. It opens up a white box, and here you can annotate. So the blue is my segmentation, and the white box is my annotation. So here, select Enter, and here you can see that the segmentation begins and ends at those specific times. And it is also on the English tier. If I wanted to add the Japanese translation, I can double select the row underneath English. And here's the Japanese one. It is the same amount of time as the segmentation above. And let's just say Coco. So here I have the English, and I have the Japanese, and I have it from this time to this time. There is another way to go about doing this, which involves two separate views. We are currently in Annotation Mode. And this is the mode you want to use when you want to type in what text you want. However, if you have a really long video and you don't want to go step by step segmenting slowly, you can go into Segmentation Mode. It is quicker and easier and highly recommended for long videos. So it looks a little different. Down here, you have English, English, Japanese. It's important to note that this English at the top is not actually a tier. It is the highlighted tier, and you can tell what tier is highlighted by what tier has this red bar on it. And you can switch between them by selecting up or down with your directional keys. So I'm able to switch between English and Japanese, pressing down, pressing up. So depending on which tier you want to segment in should be the one that you want to stay in. Now, what's wonderful about this mode is that you can play the video in real time and then segment it as you are watching. So let's say you want to segment every single sentence. You can play the video and select the Enter key to begin a segmentation and select the Enter key to end a segmentation. So at the beginning of a sentence you can select it, and then at the end of the sentence you can select it again, and it automatically creates the segmentation. So as the video is going live, let's say it's a 20-minute video, you can just keep selecting Enter. So to get that to work, let's go all the way at the beginning of the video. Here we go. And to get it to begin, you need to select play. Then, once the video has started, you are able to click on the space bar to pause and play the video, and the Enter key to begin and end segmentation. So, I'm going to click play. Space has paused my video. Space has played my video. space, pause. So now I'm going to click space again, and then I am going to select enter 2 times. The first will begin, and the second will end that segmentation. So space, enter, enter, space. I am in the English tier here, so it automatically created the segmentation here. In this mode, you cannot add annotation. You have to go back to Annotation Mode, which was the first one we were in. So Options, Annotation Mode. It is only in the English tier currently, but you can select it, double select beneath, and then type in Japanese, whatever you want here again, and it creates a tier. So that's a very basic introductory rundown on ELAN. So if you have any questions or concerns about ELAN, please feel free to contact us. But this is good. This is what I was wanting, and it's correct. The times begin and end where I want them to, so I want to export now. I don't want to export the video. I just want to export the SRT file, the file that has this information down here. I already have my video. I have it over here. So to do that, you click File, and you go to Export As. Go to the right, and you go down all the way to Subtitles Text. Select it. And here, you can select what tiers you want subtitles in. So I have it as English and Japanese. Both work. Great. So I can select OK. Here, you can select your name and the location you want to save it. So I'm going to be saving it as test video text, and it's going to my desktop, so it should appear on the right. Here, you can change what type of file you want it to save as it'll let you also save as a STL, LRC, and XML, but you want it as SRT, the default. Click OK. And as you can see, on the right it appeared here, test video text dot SRT. So we have the 2 videos we need to either upload to YouTube or to use Handbrake. If you decide to go straight to YouTube, you can upload both your SRT and your MP4. The website knows how to read the SRT and put it onto your video, and that allows the viewer to select or deselect subtitles on the video. So this gives the viewer, not you, the option to select the subtitles and to have them be visible or not. However, if you want your subtitles to be there and to not have the option of not being there, you want to use Handbrake. So it's at this point you should decide if you want those subtitles to be there at all times or if it's okay to not have them. So I'm going to close that. I've already gotten what I need, so I am not going to save, but I highly recommend you save. Now I'm going to open Handbrake. So, Handbrake is a bit different. You select open source at the top, and you select what MP4 you want it to open. So, select that MP4. It's going to take a little bit to read it, and then this is what usually appears. Usually it appears on the summary, and you can see the quick snapshot of your video, and you can select these arrows to change which frame you're looking at just to make sure it's the correct video. When this initially opened, it was on subtitles, which we will be going to later, but before you go over there, it should definitely come down here first, as you want to rename your video file. If you save it as is with the default, it will save over your original MP4. So this is a new one, and we want to keep all our files separate. So I'm going to select underscore, and I'm going to put TXT for text. It's different from text and SRT. This is my MP4, so I know it's the video with the text. And then I can select where it is to the desktop. That's where I want it to go. So it's already set. So I have my file name correct. I got my file in. Now I'm going to go over to subtitles. This is where you import your SRT file. To do that, you go over to the left and you select Tracks. In the middle, it says Add External SRT. External means somewhere else. So, selecting External SRT gives you an option, and you can select what file you want. Select Open. And then here, you can get more specific. So here, I have it as English, and there's the video, but I have my other tier as well, so I'm going to select SRT again, and this one is Japanese, so we select J on the keyboard, press Enter, Japanese. It's good enough for my purposes. You may want to be more specific, or may have different SRT files for different languages, but this is where you manage your subtitles. But it's good for me. I have my English, I have my Japanese, I have my SRT file there, I got the correct video. So when you are good, you go to the top, and you can select this big green play button. It begins and ends encoding. So I select the start, and at the bottom, you can see how long the program needs to do it. You can also select stop if you want it to stop, or pause. Because my video is only 12 seconds long, it will not take that long to do. However, if your video is long, it may take a longer time to encode. Great. So it has exported, and I look over to my right, I can see that I still have my original test video MP4, and now my test video text MP4. So I want to make sure that it has it. I double click it, select play. There it is. Here, Coco. Here again. So both the English and the Japanese tier appeared. So I know it's working. So with that video, you can go to YouTube and upload it and be done, because the subtitles are already hard encoded onto the video. I hope that this video was educational and useful. If there are any questions about LAN, Handbrake, YouTube, or subtitling in general, please let me know.